the final time this regular season, welcome in to Detroit City FC Fieldhouse in Detroit, Michigan, on once again this Saturday night for a contest between Le Rouge and the Columbus Eagles. Alongside David Dwayhe, as always, I'm Ian Gilmore. David, while the last couple of weeks we've seen blowout after blowout here, let's set the scene. There's a lot on the line tonight. DCFC has to win this game if they want to win the division. And the last time they played Columbus, it was only a 4-goal win.
A lot on the line, and I think got the right opponent for a fantastic match tonight. Obviously, there's a little bit of added pressure on the women in Rouge because they want to lock up that spot and earn their rightful place in the playoffs. But I think they're going to be tested in a way that they haven't been the last few weeks. This Columbus team, according to Coach Danny Evans, much more suited to like the technical, fast-paced style of play that we try to bring, and I think it's going to be a heck of a matchup.
Last time, like we said, it was 10-6 DCFC in Columbus. That was on January 10th. Megan Verant and Aaron Torrance both had hat tricks, but Columbus led 3 different times in that game. Another note about that one, Allison Lapointe was playing keeper and made 11 saves that night. Obviously, she is out injured and out for the season, so in goal it will be Kirsten Williams and Becca Prisbillo manning in between the posts. Ashley Gogolin had a goal and 2 assists for Columbus that time, along with Sam Buck, who scored 4 times. So here we go, 60 minutes of action, a division title on the line, and we'll set the scene for that division as well. Both FC Berlin and Detroit FC have played 9 games. Each of them have won 7, lost twice. The one note on that is one of those wins for Berlin was a shootout win. So they're a point behind City, 21 points for Le Rouge, 20 points for FC Berlin. FC Berlin plays tomorrow, so they'll know what they have to do if the result doesn't go City's way tonight. But we are underway from the City Fieldhouse. Again, Ian Gilmore here with you, and David Dwayhe next to me as always.
Ian, you just answered a question that I had. I was curious about why in the standings, even though the teams had comparable records, Berlin was down a point. And now I know. They had a shootout win, which counts for less than a full regulation win. Yeah,
so at MASLW, so I think, is it both teams get a point from that, similar to hockey?
Yep.
So that was in Cincinnati. So against Cincinnati Sirens is when that happened for FC Berlin.
Very cool.
Here's Fatima Nasser and Katie Coleman.
Goes to show the parity in this Great Lakes North and South with teams like Berlin, was a very strong team, drawing with a team like Cincinnati, who in turn has very close games with Louisville, who in turn has close games with us. It's just been a really great league to be a part of for all teams involved.
It was almost a shame that those FC Berlin DCFC games were so early in the season that we didn't know what was on the line necessarily in those games, and now it kind of comes down to the last weekend. They're both still in it.
Yep, and I think they literally played back-to-back. So like it makes for a slightly awkward series, and like you said, if you could have fast-forwarded to the standings now, you'd have known like those were the really pivotal matches.
Yeah, I can just imagine if it was kind of division on the line, they're playing each other tonight. Well, here comes Karina Medina.
Great steal at midfield there.
Defender does really well to track back there.
What a save
that is from the keeper.
Goalkeeper for Columbus tonight, Kate Helfin, who's a transfer from Cincinnati, who will be playing her collegiate soccer at newly crowned NCAA Division II Wayne State University.
Little flick behind from Kayla Addison. Mackenzie Ruber sent the shot off, just over the bar, so Kate Helfin has had some work to do already here. As Dave said, from Cincinnati, so familiar with the Ohio scene, although Columbus instead tonight. Here's Mary Grimes and Claire Ciarlino along the back line.
Can already see just in the first few minutes of this one, Ian, it's just like clearly a much closer contest. It's each team's kind of giving as much as they're taking, and haven't had any clear-cut chances yet either way, but I think there's natural feeling out period in the match. But in recent weeks, there's already been sort of a sense for how the game was going to end up, and tonight we definitely have more unknowns than knowns at this point. Yeah,
last week obviously 19-0 over Youngstown for City, and then a couple weeks prior it was a friendly win, I think 16-1 in an exhibition, and there's been a couple other games that have been a bit closer, but still kind of not relatively easy for City, but haven't been put to the test as much as they were maybe against Berlin and Louisville earlier in the season.
Ooh,
that one looked like it almost creeped in.
Yeah, I thought that might have snuck in behind Kirsten Williams there, but she reached back to grab it. Nice escape there from Mary Grimes. We'll probably mention this a few times in the broadcast tonight, Ian, but in case I don't get another chance to, I wanted to mention that tonight there's kind of a special honoring happening. The Detroit City FC Youth Program sent 6 teams to Orlando, Florida for the Disney President's Day showcase back in early February. And the U14 girls, coached by our very own Addie, Coach Addie, and her assistant Ibrahim Biakika, who also coaches in the City Youth Program, they won the tournament, and tonight is the night that the whole team has come out to be kind of celebrated and honored at halftime. But I don't know that anything will get said on the broadcast, so I wanted to take this opportunity to say heartfelt congratulations to that team, to Coach Addy and Coach Ibrahim on a well-deserved tournament win, and super exciting first showing for them as a U14 academy team. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. No, there's a lot of teams that went down, and a lot of teams that had success as well. I know, obviously, Cooper Baker, one of my friends in the front office, but does a lot of things on the team admin side for the men's first team, but coaches teams as well and got to the final, and I think was I remember hearing about an offside call that was made in that game in the final that his team got to. Yeah, Cooper Baker and Connor Rutz from the men's first team and Ash Smith from our City Youth Program. Those 3 worked together to coach that U14 boys team that made it to a final and were very unlucky not to be in a position to win it at the end. They had equalized on we thought they had equalized, and the call was one that they didn't quite agree with. So unfortunate, but hey, it's the nature of the game. It was a good learning experience for them, and all 6 of the teams had a really good experience down in Florida and represented the club extremely well. Very proud of them. Here's Hannah Crum making her way forward to Anya Dow now. Eliza Barron. And now Amanda Britton. That one goes just out over top. One of the things we talked about last week, David, is sort of the propensity that City had to play the ball off the boards once they got into the final sort of fourth. Do you think that continues tonight? Is that something that they'll continue to key on? I think so. I think the last match we witnessed, there was a great sort of dress rehearsal for that. And when you're playing a team like Columbus where it's going to be tight and the margins are smaller and, you got to find opportunities and lanes to create chances, the boards might become a nice option. I noticed in the warm-up, the women were the Detroit City FC women were still kind of incorporating into their passing sequence where it culminated with a fired ball off the boards and then a quick rebound shot. Here's a chance for Dow. Ooh, great save. What a stop that is with the foot. Great save from Kate Helfand. She's made a couple good saves already today. Yep. Kept it at 0s. We are about 6 minutes in, just over 9 minutes left in the first quarter here as Columbus comes forward with a chance to do something. 3-on-2 for them. Go for goal alone. It's been a really good match. I mean, very even. Neither team giving up many chances. Nothing clear cut. Both teams are going to have to really earn it tonight. Columbus has a couple players that, if they're going to score tonight, it'll probably come from number 11, Olivia Molesky, has 12 goals in 7 games this season. And Sam Buck, who we mentioned with 4 in the game against City earlier on, has 10 goals in 7 games. So look out for those two, 11 and 25, to get something going for Columbus here tonight. Obviously, the one thing is we hope those numbers are correct if they change numbers tonight. We're doing our best with names here. Full disclosure, we're not 100% sure of the accuracy on that, but here's Mackenzie Rubert trying to cut it inside to what a return pass from Kayla Addison. Now off the boards. Medina, that shot is blocked as well. Now Katie Coleman will come forward, sort of chip it towards the keeper. That one got close to the ceiling but didn't go off of it, so it'll stay down in the corner. Medina, now Rubert. Good ball. Across to Nasser, who is in a ton of space. She'll try something herself off the boards. Addison is in the vicinity, but eventually cleared by Aaliyah Treiterer. Back to Addison, great turn who turns really well. Yeah, that's a great foul. Before I forget, Ian, I should have mentioned it a moment ago. Kayla Addison is a birthday girl. We've got a double birthday to celebrate tonight, but Kayla Addison and Coach Becky Ansell's mom, Sam. Sam, if you're listening, I think she's actually here at the Fieldhouse, but if you're up in the clubhouse listening, happiest of birthdays from the broadcast team. And, of course, Addie, if you're listening retroactively, we wish you the very happiest of birthdays. We hope you enjoy the game tonight, the celebration with your team, your championship team at halftime, and hopefully you have a night to remember on the field as well.
Yeah, what a cool night for Addie tonight is. Here is Coleman as we near the halfway point of the first quarter. Nasser now.
Great ball.
Varants can't get it quite to Addison.
I like what we're starting to see from City, more penetrating passes. They're playing the ball into the hold-up player. In this case, Kayla Addison is kind of posting up, and they're looking to play a little more vertically and utilize her strengths.
Trying to find Megan Varant on the far post. She had a hat trick against Columbus last time they played each other in Ohio. And I think as we've documented in games past already here, Megan Varant has been the most prolific for City this season, 13 goals. She finds herself in the top 10 in the league.
That's awesome. Yeah, she kind of heats up. She's got that, like, she scores one, she might score 2 and 3 real quick after that. She's got the, gets into the flow state.
Here's Erin Torrance trying to close down, who actually has 11 goals herself on the season in 6 games, so scoring twice a game on average. But Columbus is coming forward here, and that shot is high and wide.
I think a big difference we're seeing already, Ian, Columbus has some individual talent that's capable of unlocking things. You know, the teams we've seen the last couple weeks tried to do it more or less collectively. They try and establish territory and maybe get a chance out of it. But Columbus has some individual talent on the ball that can actually, you know, single-handedly create a chance, create a shot on goal. So much more dangerous than the opponents Detroit City FC has seen in recent weeks.
Megan Varant stands number 8 in the league this season in goals with 13. It's led by Sylvia Castillo of the Iowa Demon Hawks, who has scored, actually I'll let you guess, in 7 games how many times she has scored.
We're on the camera.
So 7 games, top of the league in goals scored. How many times do you think it's been?
Oh, sorry. You asked a trivia question.
Well, not really trivia yet. This is
I blacked out for a second.
No, you're good.
Can we hear it again?
Alex Wright's yelling at us.
Yeah, sorry. We're struggling. We're back on.
Okay, so I was saying Megan Varant has scored 13 times in 8 games so far this season. Alex, we're trying to do something.
Want to talk about the guys?
So this currently we're being hijacked. Alex Wright wants everyone to know that the men's team is here watching the game after their preseason game they played today. So
they were in Kalamazoo playing at Western Michigan University against Forward Madison. Welcome home, guys. We'll look forward to it counting next week.
Yeah, wow. What
home
a
opener.
How awesome it'll be to get things going again at Keyworth.
Opener
against
period.
Brooklyn,
yeah.
who play against Indy 11 tomorrow. So we all get to watch.
Scout out our soon-to-be opponent.
Take in a little bit of that.
That'll be Saturday, March 14th, 4 p.m. at Keyworth Stadium.
Yep. Big time.
Is the camera off us now?
I have no idea. It doesn't matter. I'm going to ask you this question now.
Hit me with the trivia.
After I tried 2 minutes ago. Come on, Alex. I'm just kidding. 7 games played for Sylvia Castillo for the Iowa Demon Hawks as of the time of printing of these stats. How many times do you think she scored in 7 games? The leader in the league.
Was she at Chihuahua Savage last year?
She might have.
I think a few of the players at Iowa came from Chihuahua, and they were just like prolific in their goal scoring.
Yeah.
All right, 7 games. I'm going to guess that she has 34 goals.
26.
26.
Yeah, which is still incredibly impressive.
That's so impressive.
With 3 games to go left in their league, I believe.
26 goals.
Yeah, so almost 4 per game is what she's averaging.
I said 34 because I didn't want to be low, but that is ridiculous. That's over a hat trick a game. Ooh, Hannah Crum's in a good area here.
Here's Charlino. What a hit that is.
What a strike.
And Helfin got a hand to it, I think, and might have just kept it out.
Great strike from Claire Ciarlino. Great layoff from Hannah Crum, spotting a dangerous area there.
Here is Crum, and Helfin is there one more time. She's made 4 or 5 really good saves already tonight.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing already from Kate Helfin is that she is not going to give up any easy goals tonight, and she might even make a couple saves that really keep her team in it.
Yeah.
Which is, psychologically going to add a nice challenge for Detroit City FC, because I think when you play a strong goalie, sometimes you second-guess yourself. You don't shoot the shot that you might have otherwise because you start feeling like it's got to be a really good chance to score. And a good hot goalkeeper in an indoor game can really, just like hockey, if a goalie heats up and starts to make great saves, can really influence the game.
Here's Hannah Crum marauding through the midfield and into the final fourth here. Now Amanda Britton. Mary Grimes has got to try one from far out off the boards. It comes off the feet of a defender, pretty close to it.
Well done by Mary Grimes to keep possession there for City.
That one just goes a bit high.
Unlucky.
Just over 5 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Still knotted at zeros, which has not been the case very often so far this season at the Fieldhouse. I think in just about every game we've had a goal at this point.
Yeah. I'm liking this, though, Ian. I feel like the first goal is going to really mean something.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be a huge moment in the match. And in stark contrast to recent weeks where we've kind of, the game was a bit of a foregone conclusion. This one's really anyone's match, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Goal.
Here's Ruber, who takes advantage of a little bit of a touch from the ref. The turn off the boards to herself is the attempt.
Good battle in there for Mackenzie Ruber.
That's Olivia Molesky winning the foul. That's the top goal scorer for Columbus so far this season. Columbus will try to work forward now. Here is Angela Boyce making her way through the midfields. Mary Grimes marshalling there.
Great word, marshalling.
A chance, and here's a big chance. Kirsten Williams
what a
makes a save.
I thought that snuck under, but she got a little leg to it. Well done, Kirsten Williams. That's a big-time save.
That was the best chance of the match so far for either side. And maybe City will have something themselves. Here comes Eliza Barron.
Go on, Eliza.
With every single one of her players cheering her on. What a tackle that is that's put in, though. Wow. Another tackle flying in. Here's Ruber. That is one of the best high tackles I've seen incredible. In a while.
Eliza rode that tackle so well because that was, in my opinion, a pretty dangerous challenge, and she anticipated the contact extremely well. Refs are letting them play tonight.
Eliza.
Ooh, great block.
Blocked.
What a game, Ian.
This is really fun at the moment. That's pretty dangerous, letting them run across here. I'm not sure how close they are to end the camera shot, but I can hear the players through my earphones right now. Here's a chance. Mackenzie Ruber slots it in. That goes bar down, but
goal.
Not in.
Conlon Campbell, the referee, had a great angle on that.
How close City is continuing to come here, but we are still knotted at a deadlock. Medina, will it be her? And that is blocked by Sophia Tyler. Got quite the atmosphere in here at the moment.
It's incredible. Player's dream, being in an environment like this. Ruckus crowd.
Yeah.
Good opponent.
The full staircase on the left side of the
staircase of the first team
is lined by the first team right now.
Watching.
Sold out crowd once again tonight. I think Alex Wright said when I got here at like 5:30 there were 2 tickets left. So
wow, that's awesome. I think that's a
every
5 for 5
single
then, right,
game,
Ian?
yeah. One that even included an exhibition.
Yeah.
Which gives us a chance to remind people that in 2 weeks' time here will be the national playoffs. So
yes, this may be a good opportunity to plug that for anyone tuning in at home. And if anyone's interested in coming down the weekend of March 20th through 22nd, there will be 4 matches here at the Fieldhouse on Friday, March 20th. 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. The Detroit City FC women have been kind of slated for that 7 p.m. game on Friday evening. The 4 winners will square off in semifinal matches at 3:30 and 7 on Saturday the 21st. And then the final will be Sunday the 22nd at 2 p.m.
Here's a big chance. Greenhall's back to Varant, but a
great look
really
from
great
Zoe
topo put in.
Oh, that's it, Addie. Being strong.
Now Greenhall's another save.
Great save from Kate Helfin.
Here is Katie Coleman now. A chance to square it or go herself. She back to Addie.
Great. That's good defending by Columbus. That was a tough spot, and that number 17 made a great run to great tackle from Fatima Nasser. This game has really got to kind of a fever pitch.
Yeah, and it's good level as well.
Super
really good level.
Technical, fast-paced. Tackles are flying in. Both teams probing at this point still for that first goal. Good composure from City here.
Here's Varant going herself, putting it just wide. Good, thank goodness that board was there because our own Emma Scherf was right on the other side of that.
Yes, we got to protect Emma at all costs.
Varant cutting back on the left foot, and finally the deadlock is broken. And who else? It's another goal from Megan Varant, her 14th. And team leading on the season. It's 1-0 to City with a minute left in the first.
That was a really nice piece of individual skill from Megan Varant, getting it on her right foot, shifting it over to her left, hitting a really great curling ball across her body. And some really nice build-up play from Detroit City FC leading to that chance. They maintained possession. They didn't let Columbus out.
Yeah.
I can't remember who played it to Megan originally, but it was a really thoughtful pass to relieve pressure, and she did the rest.
Especially, I mean, the 2 or 3 minutes before that went in, it was just wave after wave of attack.
Yes.
That being said, also, it's really good defending from Columbus, and it was going to take something special to beat them, and it went just about posted in.
Well said. Yeah, I think that was a good example of how hard it's going to be to score tonight, because Detroit City FC had to do several things right there, and it still, just worked its way in.
Here's Hannah Crum. Amanda Britton is coming down her left-hand side, a couple step overs, but some really great tracking work and a good tackle put in by Lauren Gormley on her way back.
The City have done well here to just kind of blockade things, and they're not letting Columbus out easily. So even when the Columbus defense comes up big, they're still not really getting much reprieve. Oh, what a ball.
That's put in by Britton.
What a ball
She's going to
from
go
Amanda
herself.
Britton.
Almost hit Alec DeLue on the other side of the board there.
That one was personal.
Yeah. Here's Kayla Addison.
Shot with love.
Yeah. 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Can City find a second before the end of the quarter? Good square ball put in, but Columbus can come away now. Maybe a half chance for them in the waning seconds.
Fatima Nasser just consistently cutting out any Columbus hope of a counter or a break.
Clock will tick down. We've got 5 seconds left. So that'll just about bring the first quarter to a close. And, wow, what a quarter that was. Let's all catch our breath.
First quarter.
City goes into the break up one. Your thoughts on that first quarter?
Fantastic match so far, even without the goal. Although it was a fitting goal for the level of play that we've seen. But really, really well-matched teams, balanced game. Great effort from both sides. They're both clearly going all out tonight. Detroit City FC trying to win a division title. Columbus trying to come in here and make a statement. So it's been super fun to watch, and can't wait to see what's next.
Probably it's a pretty fair game, but probably a deserved lead for City as they go into the break. We'll take a quick timeout and come back to you with the second quarter right after this. Welcome back inside the DCFC Fieldhouse. It's a 1-0 lead for La Rouge over Columbus after 15 minutes of play. I'm Ian Gilmore. Next to me is David Dwahey. That was a really intense quarter we had, David, and the breakthrough didn't come through till nearly the end. Any switches for either side that you'd make in this break?
No. I thought that was like as well matched a match as we've seen since the Louisville game when Louisville figured it out. They had a slow start, but yeah, I think if you're either team right now, you're feeling pretty good about things. Even though Columbus is down a goal, I think they held firm defensively. They did not give up too many high, likelihood chances, and they had a couple going the other way. They were a little unlucky not to take a lead were it not for a great save from Kirsten Williams. So I think they have every reason to be encouraged. And obviously, if you're City, you're happy with the scoreline, but you know you got your work cut out for you. So I think both teams stay the course at this point. Let the chips fall where they may. But what a fun first quarter that was. That was so enjoyable. The crowd's really being treated to a fantastic game tonight.
One change in goal for City. Instead of Kirsten Williams, Becca Prisbillo comes in. And right away, it's a City chance at one end. It's funny enough that, I mean, the best chance probably did come to Columbus with that save that you mentioned by Kirsten Williams.
Yeah, I think if you're putting money on what's going to go in, the shot that almost snuck under Kirsten Williams, were it not for the great, reaction save that she made, is much more likely than that, curling. That had to be a perfectly curled off the far post effort from Megan Varant. That was, a much more technically challenging goal to pull off. So, yeah, I think if you're Columbus, you're feeling all right about what you've created so far.
One of the things I've noticed offensively from Columbus so far is the pressure from behind has been really good.
Yeah, they're very disciplined. They do not give up any easy chances. And you've seen a few times where City's been on the break, and Columbus just kind of snuff it out quickly with, tremendous pace getting back.
Ruber into the corner. Will it come back out to Charlino? It will, but it's blocked. Medina now with a decent bit of time and space. Now Charlino. Back to Medina.
It's what led to the first City goal here. A little sustained possession in the Columbus final portion of the. Ooh, what a block! I think that's a goal if that defender doesn't get a leg on it.
That looked like it was headed into the corner. Yeah,
that was a really nice shot from Erin Torrance.
They'll bring it down to the corner. Ruber is over it. Torrance making her way into the box. Here is Mary Grimes trailing, and that one just went a little high.
Tough to keep that one down. That's always tricky. Ball's rolling, but it takes a little bounce as it gets to your foot. Mary Grimes did her best to side foot it, keep it low, but shot up on her, which is very understandable and common.
Now there's just about a full line change for City. Everyone other than Erin Torrance made their way off. And a few fresh faces. Here's Alex Tiefens, and now Zoe Greenhalgh.
You mentioned the line change, Ian. Ooh,
all the way through to Varant, and it sneaks through past the keeper, and I'm not sure how that stayed
I thought
out.
That went in. I just looked to the ref, and he said no, and I was like, how's that not a goal? But I guess it was either blocked or off the post.
Kate Helfin was diving full spread across the goal, and she might have gotten a touch to it.
I think she made an original save for sure, maybe the second one as well. Man, she's had quite a match tonight.
Columbus giving a really good defensive effort, and they'll win a free kick for those efforts as Erin Torrance comes off and Anya Dow comes on.
You mentioned the line changes, Ian. I think tonight, we look at the two benches. Columbus traveled with some quality, but they do not have a lot of quantity. I think they've got 7 players on the bench, none of which are goalkeepers, so that, serves them well, assuming Kate Helfin plays the whole match. But I think over the course of a game, City having, closer to 10 or 11 players on the bench, maybe they can exert a little bit of that numerical advantage just in terms of fitness and fatigue settling in. See, Elisa Barron always reminds me that there's a very good chance that her adoring family might be tuning in from Germany. Hallo, wie geht's? Wir hoffen, ihr bald zu sehen. Komm mal nach Amerika zum Besuchen.
All I got from that was bazooka.
I was encouraging them to come visit again this summer. But I don't know that I got that right.
With a bazooka?
Bazookin is the verb for visit, but I think I probably used it wrong. Which,
as we learned last week, we could classify as bad syntax.
Yes, and also, if the word was wrong, poor diction as well, right? I think. Get your mom on the.
Was that the other term?
Yeah, diction is vocabulary and syntax was sentence structure, right?
Yes,
so
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I messed both of those up on that little paragraph, but.
Did Eliza do the double duty today? Do we know?
Yes. Eliza was in Kalamazoo, Michigan earlier supporting the men's team as a sports performance coach. Hopped on a bus, made it here just in time for kickoff, and now she's getting out there doing their thing as a player, which is so cool.
Yeah.
To see her kind of play both roles within the club, and her leadership as a player, former captain for our W League team, and now somebody who's also taking on a very significant leadership role as part of the technical staff for our men's team. It's really neat to see all the ways that she contributes to the club.
Here's a bit of a spell of possession for Columbus.
Yeah.
As I say that, it comes to an end.
Is that the announcer's jinx?
I believe that's exactly what that is. Another packed house tonight inside of the Fieldhouse.
How do we work that in our favor, Ian? Do we start saying things like, we haven't seen a goal in a while?
Yeah, I think that would be what you want to say, yeah.
Right? Like the opposite of what we want? Haven't seen a free kick goal from Hannah Crum's wand of a left foot in a while.
Or Katie Coleman.
Or Katie Coleman.
Now, if they score in this chance, then you'll know it's real.
Oh, good effort from Amanda Britton. I'm still considering this the same series, so
Yeah,
if they
still
score,
got it.
then
Yep.
we've done it.
Here's Hannah Crum looking for a diagonal ball towards Nasser, who's making the run, and that chance comes to an end.
I'm not going to say it's over until it's out of their half.
Okay, it's over. No, just kidding. Here's Molesky.
That was a nice little individual break of the pressure there by Molesky.
Doing well to get past Hannah Crum. She wants the ball back, but
Great
Crum
track
does well
from
to
Hannah Crum.
track her, yeah.
Ooh.
What a
Kayla
turn.
Addison. Oh, that
almost.
was really clever from Kayla Addison. Ends up getting called for a foul there. Unlucky. Really clever kind of dummy run from Kayla Addison. Almost got herself in one-on-one with goalkeeper Kate Helfin there, but the Columbus defender just got enough of a piece of it. Crowd expressing their displeasure.
I think they disagree with the call.
They did not agree with that, Ian.
Here's Addie doing some defensive duty now against Aaliyah Treiterer in the corner. Still under siege a bit.
Ian, I had a list of shout-outs tonight in my head. Addie's birthday.
Yep.
Becky Ansel's mom, Sam's birthday. We got both of those. Our U14 Academy girls who are being celebrated at halftime tonight for their win in the Disney President's Day Tournament. Got the customary shout-out to Elisa's family in Germany.
Yes.
Once again, hallo, wie geht's? And I want to say hi to my parents,
Oh,
who
heck yeah.
I think are tuning in from home.
Nice.
Mom, Dad, I love you guys.
Where's home for them?
They are in Grosse Pointe Woods, just east of Detroit, about 15 minutes from the Fieldhouse. Still living in the home that I grew up in.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I believe tuning in on YouTube. Hope you guys are enjoying the game.
Heck yeah.
And hope you guys are enjoying this commentary from Ian Gilmore and your son.
While we're on the subject, remember my Uncle Ed I was telling you about last week?
Oh, yeah.
So he is actually, like I said, a traveling man. So he's traveling this week to one of my cousins in the Quad Cities.
Nice.
So my cousin Kelly, her husband Matt, and their son Leo are all tuning in from the Quad Cities. So hello, family.
Hey, guys.
Hope you guys are enjoying as well.
I've heard great. I've never been. I've driven through Quad Cities.
Okay.
En route to a tournament in Minnesota, but I've heard it's a really cool part in the Midwest.
I believe they love living there.
It's good.
Everything
yeah.
I've heard, and they've been there for a while now.
I think Iowa is just sort of generally regarded as very cool, like
Yeah.
a cool place, cool people.
The places that aren't like just the highway you're driving through. What a move this is.
Torrance there. Sorry, keep going.
I just know there's places in Iowa. Well, I mean, there's places pretty much everywhere. There's places in Michigan like this. There's places in Ohio and Indiana like this where it's just you're driving on a highway and it's just farms.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
on your right and left. And I think that's kind of like the reputation that some of those like heartland states get.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Torrance coming through. That one works its way all the way
some great
across.
cities
Yes,
interspersed.
for sure.
Yep.
Like I've never been to Omaha, but that always seems like a cool city.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa, any college town is always going to be fun, right?
Yeah,
so
for
Iowa
sure.
City.
Ooh,
On the rebound,
That's a goal from
Mackenzie
Kenzie Ruber and a great ball from Aaron Torrance. That's an arena soccer goal. I think there was like the double board action there that led to it, and really clever finish from Kenzie Ruber. Left foot across her body into the far post.
Aaron Torrance put the ball in, and Ruber was in the perfect spot for the follow-up. So they've doubled their lead, 2-0. Just under 8 minutes left to go until half. So they'll take a little bit of a break here for the under 8 timeout. While we do that,
Yes.
we've been talking about Addie's birthday on March 7th. So I have some trivia for you tonight that I'll sprinkle in a little bit here and maybe a little bit later.
Awesome. I love trivia.
Of famous people with March 7th birthdays.
Ooh,
and these range from like the 1600s to like late 1900s. So
I'm going to embarrass myself.
Well, there's a wide range. There's some people in here that I really don't even know.
Okay.
But I wonder if you do.
Yeah, and those tuning in at home, you know, it's like Jeopardy. You're with me. It's
play
just
along.
I'm the one that's going to get the wrong answers publicly. You guys can play along at home.
The first one is the goalkeeper for Everton FC.
Jordan Pickford.
Jordan Pickford was born on March 7th.
No way.
And I believe he's 32.
Okay, that sounds about right. Goalkeepers can be a little older.
All right, who do we go with next? Are you a Breaking Bad fan at all?
I'm a fan in the sense that I really love the cast, but I have not actually like watched more than the first episode. And it's not because I didn't like it. I just haven't like found the time to commit. I know it's a show that I will inevitably watch.
So,
but I'm a big
you love
Bryan
the cast.
Cranston fan.
I was going to say this guy is the lead of
Bryan
Breaking
Cranston.
Bad.
Who is Bryan Cranston?
Correct.
Oh man, I'm feeling good.
And I think I think he was turning 70 today.
No way.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah. It was either he's turning 70 or he was born in 1970, which is a bit of a distinction.
If he was born in 1970, he'd be like 55, 56. Yeah, he'd be 56. That
seems more right than 70 to me.
I don't know. That's
I
a
didn't
really
do a lot
good
of
question.
research on these.
No, you did. I'm a big Bryan Cranston fan. A great show that he's in. It's on, I think it's on Amazon Prime. It's called Sneaky Pete with Giovanni Ribisi, Bryan Cranston, a really great cast, and it's a really cool show. Giovanni Ribisi's character is like a con artist. And those of you looking for a show recommendation, I'd highly recommend it.
That's the one.
Sneaky Pete.
Well, the last one we'll get in before they start playing again is from another show that people love the cast of. It's from The Office.
Oh, nice. Do I get anything more than that?
It is someone who, it's a female.
Okay.
From The Office, and I would say that, I don't know how to say it without giving it away.
So is it Pam? Is it Jenna
Wow,
Fisher?
that's well done.
Nice.
It is Jenna Fisher,
nice.
yeah. Jenna Fisher is turning 52 today.
Love Jenna Fisher. I am a huge Office fan. But a British Office is actually, in my opinion, like the best show of all time. But the American Office was so fun to watch, and loved all the characters.
The Ricky Gervais original.
Oh,
so
man.
if anybody at home or watching in the clubhouse or anything wants to cheat, you can look up some March 7th birthdays, and maybe you'll know the answer before we even get to it the next time we get back to this
right, in advance of the next round. Well, Ian, those were really fun. Thanks for doing some homework that I got to enjoy.
And there's some more fun ones on there.
Nice.
That are very just like way out of left field that I'm kind of excited for.
The Jordan Pickford one was great, and I really only know him as well as I do. I mean, he is the England #1, but
he is.
My neighbors, the Hemler family, are Everton fans, also big DCFC fans, in case you guys are tuning in. Chris, Nicole, Elliot, Phoebe, Bean, their cat.
Oh, heck yeah.
I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for tuning in.
Here's a chance for Anya Dow if she can get her foot to it. She does, and Charlino might be first there.
Well done by Claire there to get to that.
Off the boards and eventually cleared. We've got 6.5 minutes to go until halftime. DCFC with the 2-0 lead.
Good read from Megan Varant there. Almost got herself in on a breakaway.
The step in from Zoe Greenhalgh all the way towards Anya Dow. Now we'll come out to Ella Tyler. Excuse me, that was Mia Ransom. Here's Eliza Barron. Try one from long range.
Eliza, when she unleashes that left foot, it's going to lead to something good. She's got such a good, clean strike of the ball. She keeps it down. I like it when she gets it at like at the yellow line and uncorks one.
Just tries one from distance. Couple line changes. The header forward by Molesky. They can come forward with numbers now, Columbus. Trying to get it into the corner. Molesky's shot just goes over the bar.
Columbus attack well. They definitely have some players that you have to respect their ability to get in one-on-one, but they also have had some really nice passing sequences that have led to to half chances and shots that have ultimately not quite tested Becca Prisbilo, but been close enough to be worrisome for Detroit City FC.
Here's Addison trying to track it down.
Great tracking run from Addie.
Cut out by Britton. Here's a very quick 3-on-2 opportunity for Columbus. Shot on target, but that was pretty simple for Prisbilo.
So well defended by Katie Coleman there.
All the way forward to Addison. Turns back to Hannah Crum. It'll make its way to Katie Coleman. Just like Barron, she can do things with her left foot, but that one just high as well. Katie Coleman's got 8 goals in 8 games so far this season. Pressure being put on here by Addison. Off the boards, and once more it's a chance for Britton. That time it goes just wide.
City have gotten a lot of mileage tonight out of just not letting Columbus out. They've pressed really well. They've made it very difficult for Columbus to get out of their own half under control. That's probably a foul. Yeah, that's a foul. That might be a card.
Yeah, a little too eager, and
I think
it'll be enough.
It's the boarding. You know, the cards can happen for a few reasons, and I think that's the boarding call we've seen a few times this winter.
That one was a little tough because it was a bit away from the boards, but they're both going like full throttle, and anytime you're within like 5 yards of the board and you get a little extra momentum, you're going to go into them, and it becomes dangerous. So
no malicious intent there, just a little reckless maybe, and then I think for Katie Coleman, she lost her footing because of the push, and then once you lose your footing that close to the boards, you stumble into it, which makes it way more dangerous than usual. So I understand the call. But, yeah, I think the Columbus player not intending to, for sure.
So that's a blue card that was shown. So that player will go to the box for Columbus, which means it'll be a DCFC power play for just about the next 2 minutes. They're up 5-on-4 in terms of field players.
It's a great opportunity for City to get to that valuable 3-goal lead if they can.
Here's Britton.
Columbus doing a nice job keeping their shape there. They got the little diamond going. City are going to try and keep the ball and probe a bit.
It is interesting when you have that one-player advantage, just how much it sort of like starts to look like hockey.
Yeah,
where you
very
just have
much
to
the
shift
power
the ball
play.
as fast as you can.
Yeah. City also, it's kind of noteworthy here, City are able to sub in the offensive half, and so they're able to make changes and get fresh legs on, whereas Columbus are not going to be able to get these 4 players off until there's like a stoppage of play that they can restart themselves, because even if it's a City free kick, they're not going to take the risk of running off if City play quickly. So these 4 know that they got like 2 minutes of intense back and forth sprints. Becomes very hard to defend when your legs start to burn.
Here's Medina, now back to Nasser. City just trying to move that block of 4 in front of them as much as they can. Square ball from Ruber towards Addie. And now Prisbilo is in the attacking half with the rest of her teammates.
Yeah, to make matters worse, they got to deal with the 6th player because Becca Prisbilo able to gain enough ground here where she can go into their half and she's allowed to receive the ball. Nice
Nasser
move.
Again. Can she get the room for a shot?
My
she does.
gosh.
And how good of a strike that was.
What a goal. Fatima Nasser, take a bow. That was incredible. Brilliant footwork to create space for herself, but just like absolutely arrowed that shot. We've seen 3 like brilliant finishes tonight for the 3 Detroit City FC goals. That was just like one of the best shots I've seen at this place.
Yeah, add another one. That was high level, and to find room for that ball to get through to the goal was going to be difficult, and then to get it past Helfin was going to be tough as well. So Fatima Nasser scores. It's 3-0 to City.
What a beauty that was. With, like you said, a lot of traffic in there. There's not many places to find a lane to go there, but Fatima Nasser found it and finished with conviction. What a strike.
And for Fatima, that is her 2nd goal of the season, so she doubles up her season tally quite quickly. And City already have another chance at the other end with Ruber. Now looking for Torrance. Just over 2 minutes left to go, so they didn't play through that whole power play, but since they did, it'll be back to even strength for these teams. And now I can tell you that it was Angela Boyce who was the player in the box for that one, and she's back on, number 17.
Yep. It's always a good time to score, but especially right before half.
Yeah.
You know, like especially if you can extend the lead. If City can keep this 3-goal lead going into the half, I think they'll feel really, really good about how the first half ultimately went, even though it's been extremely tight.
Williams and Prisbolo combined for a shutout in the last game, and they haven't given up anything in this first half as well. So that shutout streak continues. Will it get to the second half tonight, as Columbus has about 90 seconds to try to find a goal of their own and make sure City don't get a fourth, but they've got a chance. Now Medina trying to make space for herself and lays it off, but to the other team.
See, I love what Karina Medina just did. She ended up losing the ball. Her pass got picked, but then she immediately pressured the player that it went to, and she won it right back. I think that's been kind of the MO for Detroit City tonight, just like not giving Columbus a chance to breathe.
Grimes with a chance, another one off the board. Right after that, though, Medina did go off injured, it looked.
Yeah, I think she might have tweaked something in the. Oh, what a save. I thought.
Yeah.
She's reached back. I thought Erin Torrance had herself a goal.
So Medina goes off injured. We'll monitor that situation.
Ooh.
Long ball, and Prisbolo has to come out of her goal. She's under pressure right now. It's Ashley Gogolin who is making life difficult.
Great tackle. Great defensive intervention there from Kenzie Ruber. You know what I just noticed about Becca Prisbolo that I really appreciate as a goalkeeper? She is not, she does not panic. You know, like just her posture, the way she was, you know, she was in a really tricky spot there. She stayed composed. She backed up into her net, knowing that like things weren't going to be, like it wasn't overly dangerous. She didn't need to overreact. I think she's just got a great calming presence on the team, and obviously she's a great shot stopper as well. But really like that part of her game.
That one is played almost perfectly off the glass. And here is Barron going up. And the shot coming through by Gormley, who has it once more. Charlino trying to clear the danger, and with about 10 seconds left, Prisbolo will just calm things down, and City will probably go into the half here with a 3-0 lead. Varant will chase it down, but it's cleared. So that will do for the first half here tonight. Interesting chance at the end. I almost spoke too soon.
Yeah.
So 3-0 for City after the first half. We'll have the U14 girls team honored at halftime.
Yep,
so
here they come.
We will, I think, leave the camera on that. You might be able to hear some of the background stuff. But, David, your thoughts on that first half?
Great first half. You know, even though it's a 3-goal lead for City right now, this game is far from over. Columbus will have a good chance to regroup at halftime. They've showed glimpses of being really capable of creating chances and scoring goals tonight. They've defended well. City have had to earn each of their 3 goals. I think it's anyone's game, but City are obviously in the driver's seat in a great position right now.
So 3-0 at the half. It'll be a 15-minute break. We'll take it with the teams and be back with you for the second half after this. Welcome back to Detroit, Michigan. City up 3-0 at the break in this final game of the regular season against Columbus. And remember, a division title is on the line tonight. City sits in first place in the Great Lakes North, 1 point ahead of FC Berlin, who sits on 20 points, City on 21. We said it before, but they both have 7 wins and 2 losses, but one of those wins for FC Berlin came in a shootout. Just about every stat is pretty close for the two teams. City before tonight had scored 92 goals, let in 41. FC Berlin have scored 10 fewer but let in 3 fewer. So things for those two teams have been pretty close all season. We've got 30 more minutes to figure out whether City will take home a division title or not. 15 minutes on the clock for quarter number 3 as City gets ready to take the field once more in a packed house. The final regular season game in the Fieldhouse this year. But again, the playoffs will happen here in 2 weeks. I believe pricing information will be available soon.
Yep.
I believe, actually I don't even want to say anything in case I'm wrong.
Yeah, we don't want to misinform.
In terms of like the access to the days with multiple games. So we'll let that info come out before we drop any news that's wrong on the broadcast.
Right on.
But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there will be soccer MASLW playoffs being played at the Fieldhouse. City will be there. Will they score here? There's a chance for Britain. And, of course, because they're hosting, regardless of whether they win tonight and wrap up the division, they will be in those playoffs.
Yep. And I think this result is still not just in terms of divisional placement implications, but, with the divisional placement implication, there's also sort of an implication on the seeding for those 4 quarterfinal matches. And I think if you're Detroit City FC, you want to end up the highest seed possible, and you never know who you're going to play, and obviously like every game in the national tournament is going to be a really tight contest, but you still want to finish and put yourself in the highest seed possible.
Here's Megan Varant with a chance. Anya Dow is in front of her
nice
to the
run
left.
off the ball
Molesky
from
is making
Anya.
her way towards the ball.
Unlucky.
It's just behind Anya Dow, so she'll try to track it down in the corner. And 5 players back in the final fourth for Columbus. They've done really well defensively. Do you know, David, how the teams will be seeded? Because obviously there will be a ton of first-place finishers in their own divisions, so how will those be determined?
Yeah, I think it's probably ultimately going to be like within the division winners, maybe like I've seen an email about it. I think it's going to be a points. Ooh, that's a goal.
That's from Katie Coleman, and that's a really unfortunate deflection into the goal for Columbus, and that's number 4 for City.
From my view, that might have been goal bound. It might have been like a necessary intervention from the defender. If she doesn't touch it, I think it still finds the far post.
Yeah, that's Sophia Tyler, who kind of had to make a move at it, as you say, David.
Yeah.
So just really unfortunate, and just putting her arms up as though, what else could I have done? And so that'll be goal number 4. So that's really important for City, just extending this to a 4-goal lead this early into the second half. 90 seconds into it, but here's a chance for Columbus down the other end.
But yeah, to answer your question, I have a feeling it's going to be like a points per game thing because you've got multiple division winners, and I think that's really the only way to settle a tie. Or I should say to seed.
Right.
Yeah. But I believe the plan is to do the traditional. Well, actually, I do remember one detail, and this is interesting because, there's normally the 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, etc. I also have been told that they're going to try and make sure that in the quarterfinal matchups, there's no matchup that would be a repeat of a divisional matchup. So, for example, if Detroit City FC and FC Berlin were both to be in the national final weekend, no matter how the seeding put them with each other, they would guarantee that they didn't play in the quarterfinal.
Okay.
They want to make sure teams that have had to play each other all year long at least get one fresh opponent, so to speak.
But that's just within divisions, right? So that wouldn't be the case with DCFC and Louisville.
Correct.
Okay.
Because technically they're in North and South within Great Lakes, so they could play in the first round. Yep.
They've played each other once so far this season. Berlin comes into the equation because City and Berlin have played twice this year, and they split seasons as Addie comes forward.
Addie's hold-up play is just better and better each year. Ability to protect the ball and
If you're a defender, like, good luck getting the ball off of her when she is back to goal.
So strong on the ball. Her footwork's getting better and better, and her sense of, kind of what's around her is improving. Her ability to bring other players into the mix is on the rise.
Ruber making it all the way. That ball cannons off the wall and almost gets to Addie. That's an interesting point you bring up because she's one of the more veteran players on this side, and you still say she's getting better and better. So what does that come down to, do you think? Why is that the case?
I mean, I think that's why Kayla Addison has just been such a big part of this organization. Like, she is somebody who works extremely hard, like maintains an extremely high standard of fitness. She's coaching all the time, so she's getting a lot of touches on the ball, but she's just such a student of the game. Great save from Kate Helfen there.
Great save from Helfen.
Addie was on. Yeah, that was a nice attempted finish. But I think Addie's such a student of the game. She's constantly, as a coach and as a player, she's always asking questions and thinking about things and refining her technique. I think she's somebody that just prides herself on getting better. And she's really, like you said, she's a veteran in this league and in the W League, but never rests, never, becomes complacent. She's always looking to get better.
When did you first meet Addie? Was it for this?
I was just a fan of our women's team back when they first joined the the USLW League, which would have been 2022, and then I was able to take over as head coach for the 2023 season, and she was one of the first players that kind of signed on. We just invited everybody back from the previous season, and lucky for us, she said yes, and we've been working together ever since.
So she's not one of the ones that you coached in another lifetime way back?
No. Trying to think of Addie's background. I think she played at Country Day. It's possible I was coaching high school girls soccer when she was finishing her high school career, but we didn't play Country Days girls, so yeah, I was unaware of her until she joined for City. What a turn from Kenzie
that is from Ruber, but the defenders are there. Am I right in thinking that she played at Grand Valley?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think a fun fact about Addie is that her first coach was Mike Duggan, former mayor.
I did not know that Mike Duggan was the head soccer knowledge.
I'll have to confirm the story, but the way she describes it, he pulled her off the basketball court and said, "You're going to be a soccer player," or something like that. Like
incredible.
She was doing some other activity, and he saw the potential in her as a footballer. And
I mean, hey, what a service to the city.
Yes,
right?
yes. Thank you, Mayor Mike.
So she probably played for Jeff Hostler. Is that fair?
Almost certainly.
Okay.
She might have been there right before he came on. I know his tenure there was not super long because he's on a fast track to Michigan State, but I think she might have.
Yeah, I think Jeff was there for 7 or 8 years.
And then went from there to Michigan State.
3 or 4 national championships.
Fun fact, I was college opponents with Jeff Hostler. He played at Alma, and I played at Kalamazoo College, and we played each other for all 4 years. We were the same grade.
Can we say the results?
We ultimately, I think we might have won the overall series, but my freshman year, I can't remember how I think we had the better of it my freshman year, but my sophomore year, they went to the National Final Four. They were kind of a Cinderella story in the national tournament, and they were extremely hard to break down. Like defensively, they just stayed in games, and then they were gutsy, and they made it all the way to the National Final Four, which was unheard of for a MIAA team. Now Kelvin College has kind of taken their rightful place as a perennial national tournament team that's done really well, made it to a couple finals. But back then, for Alma to go that far was really incredible. And then I think my junior and senior year, we won the matchup. But my sophomore year, they were the best team.
He was, I only was there at State for a year of crossover, but, man, the way he turned that program around from, unfortunately, perennial, bottom of the barrel in the Big Ten to winning the Big Ten championship in 2 years.
And they are now, they are, every year top 5 team in the country.
Yeah.
And top 25 for sure.
I think he just had the 7th best recruiting class in the nation. So
they just keep getting better. Their recruitment's really impressive.
So this one will come back to the middle, I believe, with 8 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Columbus has a chance to get on the board here for the first time tonight.
Detroit City FC's women's team has been fortunate to have some Michigan State alums in the form of Danny Steffen and now Adele Francis.
Cameron Evans.
Cam Evans. And all those players are just such high-quality players. You quickly understand. Oh, Allie Childers played the bulk of her college career there. Kate's sister. Kate and Allie played together for a year at Minnesota as Allie finished her grad year, but I think most of Allie's collegiate career was played at Michigan State.
Which was also a reason why sometimes I would see Jack Beck at Keyworth.
Yes.
Who played on the men's team at Michigan State.
Yep. The soccer community is a small one.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people. There's, 30-odd players playing here tonight, but, everyone there has connections, and so you just never know.
Former teammates, former opponents, played at the same school, you have the same coach. You start mentioning names, and eventually you realize how intimately everyone's connected.
All right, a couple more trivia names for you here of March 7th birthdays.
Hit me.
Ready? So
Hit me with
this
it.
one, I'm gonna hit you with all kind of the crazy ones right now, okay?
Okay.
This first one is what I would consider probably the most famous Welsh darts player ever. Certainly currently, but maybe ever.
I've got no chance on this.
Okay.
I give.
His name is Gerwyn Price.
Gerwyn Price, happy birthday.
This person this is a historical figure.
Okay.
He was a Scottish folk hero and outlaw, and he was played by Liam Neeson in a self-titled movie.
I'm going to embarrass myself with the wrong answer, but I'm going to venture a guess. Scottish folk hero?
So it's not the one you're thinking. It's not Braveheart.
I was going to say William Wallace.
It's not William Wallace. So that's this one was named. The name of the movie is the name of the person.
Oh, man. Maybe I can't even venture a guess now.
It's a double, it starts, the first and last name start with the same letter.
Double initial.
And they're the same length also.
Ooh. What's the letter?
R.
I don't have anything for you, Ian.
Rob Roy.
Rob Roy. Happy birthday, Rob Roy.
I think he's 400
yeah,
something.
But how do we say it when someone's passed?
Happy posthumous birthday?
Yes. Happy posthumous birthday.
We'll say that.
Well done, Ian.
And I did not organize this, but they are playing the Proclaimers.
Yes.
over
Man, everything's lining
right
up.
now.
Everything's lining up. For those of you tuning in at home, we got it right over here, right now.
Just over 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter. A 4-0 lead for City. This one has obviously been a lot lower scoring than the past couple weeks for LaRouge. 19-0 last week, 16-1 the week before. Columbus have done really well to shut down City as much as they can tonight. But equally as impressive has been the defensive effort from City.
Yes, to keep a team like Columbus off the board, you're doing something right.
There's a bouncer that comes in from Medina, and the keeper had to do really well with that.
Oh,
Crum
what
puts
an
a tackle
effort
in
from
and
Hannah
wins the ball.
Crum.
She's got a chance now.
Great
The keeper makes
save.
another great save. Kate
Great
Helfin
save from Kate Helfin.
has really kept Columbus in this tonight.
That was extremely well done from Hannah Crum. Great tackle, got up quickly with the ball, got it onto her favorite left foot, and were it not for a great save from Kate Helfin, it'd be 5-0 right now.
Williams has to come out of her area. And back to Williams now.
Good patience from Detroit City building out of the back. Although I think that first ball to Kirsten Williams violated the goalkeeper possession rule. She had already had her possession there and playing her back, although there's a little bit of conversation about it.
Yeah, because I think Williams came out to kind of almost clear a chance for Columbus, and then they went back to her.
Yeah, which I'm still a little unclear how many, in that instance, that would have been the ball back from Anya would have been the second time she touched it.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe 2 was you get your initial, you get 1 pass back, and that's it. But maybe it's once you have control of the ball as a goalie and it leaves your foot, no return until the possession changes over and comes back. So I don't know. It's well defended by Fatima Nasser. That was a nice little set piece from Columbus. Off the training ground. Another great defensive intervention from Fatima Nasser. She's had a fantastic game tonight. Still thinking about that third goal.
Dow will send one for Ruber to chase.
Kenzie is pacey.
For as fast as she
That's
is,
a
the
foul.
defender's doing really well. That's almost unfortunate from the defender there because she was it wasn't boarding because they were going side to side, right? But
I think Kenzie kind of won the spot.
Yeah, and when you work shoulder to shoulder and there's a board involved, it definitely looks worse than it maybe is.
For sure.
It'll be a free kick to City either way. That was Ashley Gogolin that was keeping pace with Ruber, which is no easy task.
No, she is blistering.
Angela Boyce talking to the referee. She was the player for Columbus who was in the box, the penalty box earlier on in the first half. Just getting clarification from the referee on this most recent call.
Maybe
Nasser
asking him a
Coleman.
trivia question while they're at it.
I'm not sure that was
it. Good block from number 7 on Columbus there. That was a good strike from Katie Coleman. Kept it down nicely.
5.5 minutes to go till we reach the break between the third and fourth quarters here at the City Fieldhouse. Ruber trying to get a block in there, and it makes its way towards goal, but Helfin can claim that relatively easily and distribute, try to start things, but Nasser reads it incredibly well, and now it's a 3-on-2. Square ball to Coleman, flicked up high to Addie. Going to put her head on it twice, and a third time. Addie's got 9 goals so far this year. She had a lot more last year, but it's kind of in terms of balancing things out for City this year. Goals have come from just about everywhere, and that's why you see kind of her breakout year last year. The number has come down, but she still had an influence. Can she get one here?
Oh my gosh, what a goal.
Great
what
ball
a team
over by
goal.
Ruber, and Addison adds one more
so
to her
well
tally
done.
tonight.
Great ball from Kenzie Ruber. Equally impressive. Detroit City FC, I guess they did have the one that was a little bit of an own goal. But 4 of their 5 goals tonight have been like top-class finishes. That from Kayla Addison, even though it was a really nice setup, she side foots it into the top side netting. That was just classy finish from Addie. Really thoughtful, unselfish pass from Kenzie Ruber. Detroit City FC have played extremely well tonight.
Yep, the pass was pinpoint. All the finishes outside of that own goal have been really impressive. That pass might have been better than the finish for the first time tonight.
Yeah.
So Addison has 10 goals on the season now and gets the happy birthday chant from the crowd.
Well deserved. I think this is a great example of how a strong opponent can bring out the best in you. You know, I think we haven't seen Detroit City FC kind of hit this gear in a while, but it's, you know, probably because Columbus is bringing it out of them.
It's almost like when you get into when you're 5 or 6-0 up, like in a week like last week, and you know it's not going to go any other way, you kind of just put it down a gear and coast the rest of the way.
It's human nature. It's really hard to keep your foot fully on the gas when you know, like, okay, this game's kind of done.
But again, tonight, there's a division title on the line. It's a team that they beat by 4 last time, so not a blowout by any means, and they know that they've had to bring their best stuff, and for the most part, they have tonight.
Absolutely.
Here's Grimes, now Torrance in the corner. Off the boards, looking across for Varants. The 2 most lethal scorers for City this season.
Nice. Oh, what a sequence.
How good is
Claire
this right now?
and Mary Grimes, nice little one-touch passing. This is what City really want to start to hone as they prepare for the national tournament. I mean, this is the level of play they're going to have to reach consistently if they want to make a run in that tournament. And the ability to play the ball quickly and get it off their foot and get some nice little like combination play like we're seeing is exactly what's going to be required when they play more stiffer competition.
This is kind of the level we've seen from City where if they're up to this level in a couple weekends, it's going to be tough for anybody to come in here and beat them.
Yep.
Especially with the home crowd and home court advantage, sleeping in their own beds.
They're comfortable here. This is the field they train on. This is the field they play their home games on. So
it's a field a lot of them play on like 3 times a week during the week.
The likes of Fatima Nasser who play in multiple leagues here. They're just, total soccer lovers.
Here's Britton off the boards. Torrance trying to get the rebound.
Another really nice sequence between Aaron Torrance there and Amanda Britton. Ooh, here comes
Barron
Elisa's
with
left
a
foot.
chance off the knee.
Great block. Columbus have done a nice job blocking shots tonight.
They have.
They're blocking lanes really effectively.
While I know City wants to keep a clean sheet, it would be a shame if Columbus leaves here with nothing to show for it because they have been really good in moments.
Yep, well said.
Maybe more defensively than on the other end, but still. Torrance off the boards. How good is that of a pass?
There it is.
Torrance and Varant connect as they've done all season long, and Varant has another one number 15 on the year.
Really nice goal from Detroit City FC. Another one. I'm running out of ways to describe the quality of these goals.
The ball is moving so quick tonight.
It is. It's really, yeah. They're letting the ball do the work, finding the open player quickly. Again, I think it's also, you got to give a lot of credit to the quality of Columbus for kind of bringing this out of them a little bit, forcing them to play quicker, blocking lanes so quickly that Detroit City FC have to play more quickly. It's been really fun to watch DCFC adapt. What a good idea from Hannah Crum there. Love that idea.
3-on-2 if they got it, but instead Columbus will come away with it.
Great ball through there from number 7. Nice clearance from Kate Helfin there.
This just in from Patty Gilmore, by the way. In addition to Mike Duggan's soccer background, his brother also owns the Michigan Bucks.
Yes, it's a big soccer family. It's now Flint City was the Michigan Bucks. So back in the day when the Michigan Bucks would have all those big, they were dragon slayers. They would get in the Open Cup and beat
Chicago
MLS
Fire
teams.
At Ultimate Soccer Arenas. I was there.
Yep. But yeah, the Duggan brothers are big soccer guys.
You learn something new every day. It's a good look in behind from Hannah Crum. It was for Anya Dow. She almost got onto it herself, Crum. Now Coleman able to recycle with Tiefend and Medina behind her, and a sub as Grimes comes on.
Mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Ian, the last time these two teams matched up, it was really cagey. There were multiple lead changes. Detroit City FC ended up emerging winners, but it did not come easily. I think if you're Detroit City FC, obviously there's still quite a bit of game left. But you got to be feeling good about, your progress over the course of the season if you're matching up the way you are tonight. And I think, there's an asterisk on that. I think this Columbus team probably didn't bring their full group, and, it's all sorts of reasons why it might not be the same matchup. But ultimately, if you're City, you're feeling like this is a nice little benchmark of how far you've come.
Yeah, because I think the one thing that we saw, too, in terms of, the Berlin win and the Louisville win, great wins. But the one thing we saw in those was them take leads and then kind of let the other team slip back in.
Yes.
Yep. They've kind of eliminated that since.
Big time. They've had their foot on the gas, and they've kept it on the gas. And shut out through 3 quarters to show for it.
6-0 after 45 minutes, 15 to go. On the other side of this break, it's City 6, Columbus 0.
All right, fans, make some noise. It's time to get on your feet.
We're back inside the Fieldhouse. One more quarter of action to play. City with a 6-0 lead. Let me hit you with a couple more
I'm ready.
trivia questions
Hit
here.
me.
Again, these are March 7th birthdays. Do you know who played Kevin's dad in Home Alone?
I do, but I don't know his name. You want like the actor name?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Kevin's dad.
John Hurd.
John Hurd.
Yep. Are
that
you
guy.
a Game of Thrones or Outlander fan at all?
I like Game of Thrones.
This is a deep cut. This is, if you get this, I'll be really impressed. The guy who played Ed Muir Tully.
Oh, I got no shot. Mikey Vagabonds.
No, Tobias Menzies. I don't think I would ever get that one. I've watched Game of Thrones like 8 times all the way through.
Oh, it's so good. So good. It's a. I mean, is it? It's in my top 5.
Same.
The Wire, Game of Thrones, British Office.
Eliza with a chance.
Eliza!
That one just high and wide.
What a strike.
Greenhalgh has a second effort. That one just wide of the post.
City picking up where they left off.
Yeah. Here's Greenhalgh with a chance again. Going for that.
At this
that
point, I'm
far
surprised
post,
that
it's
didn't
just
catch
wide.
the far post. Like
Yeah.
the finishes tonight have just been incredible.
Fatima.
Ooh, what
Goals breed goals.
Yeah, they do. Is that Haley McQuaid out there? Helping Columbus out tonight?
Oh, it might be, you know. Greenhalgh.
I think that's her in the midfield. Not 100% sure, but coming our way right now, yeah. Yeah, that is Haley. Go on, Haley.
Barron and Ruber back. Ruber plays it off of
Little
Barron, so
miscue.
they'll keep a chance.
Rare miscue for Detroit City FC tonight.
Yeah.
They've been extremely locked in, extremely clinical in their defensive and attacking actions. Been a really strong performance for them tonight. I think Coach Danny Evans and her fellow coaches McKenna Mascaro and Becky Ansel, whose mom Sam is celebrating a birthday tonight, they have to be happy with this so far.
And I believe some of those names, that's one other shout out I wanted to remember, was they were working the all-girls camp this morning.
Yes, thank you. I can't believe I didn't mention that. Can we?
You just did.
Ian Gilmore, you are making both of us look good right now. There it is.
What
That's
a ball that is across
great
from
ball.
Coleman, and Torrance adds another.
Great ball from Katie Coleman. We'll come back to the all-girls camp.
Yeah.
Great threaded pass from Katie Coleman. Calm, composed finish from Aaron Torrance. Tapping it into an empty net as the ball shifted the Columbus back line so much that the goal was gaping.
Torrance is second tonight, I believe.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, I think she's putting some up tonight.
13th of the year. So DCFC up 7-0, 2 minutes into the fourth quarter.
So to finish the thought we were on, there's been a neat bookending of sorts in this MASLW regular season for the Detroit City FC women. The first home game, which was back in very early, I believe, January 3rd.
It was.
And then tonight, March 7th, earlier in the day, there was an all-girls clinic hosted by the Detroit City FC staff and players. It was organized by 2 of my colleagues, McKenna Mascaro and Maxwell Murray. Super well attended. It was sort of a trial run on the Detroit City FC camps and clinics side of things, but it was really well received, and it was an awesome opportunity for some young girls in the local community to get some high-level coaching and great exposure to some role models in a clinic setting. They went from 9 to noon on this very field. I think we had upwards of like 60 campers today as another goal, this time Mary Grimes.
Mary Grimes
City
getting
are
in on the
hitting
action.
their full stride at this point.
They are, and I think maybe that's some of the fatigue that we talked about with Columbus maybe setting in now. Grimes gets her second of the year.
Great finish. But, yeah, an awesome initiative from Detroit City FC's youth programs, and a lot of the young girls that were at camp today have now gotten an opportunity to come and watch the women play tonight and kind of bring the experience full circle. So congrats to everyone involved. I know McKenna and Maxwell were super proud of the quick growth in numbers. Even from the first to the second clinic, I think there was a notable growth in numbers. So it's always what a save from Becca Prisbilo there.
It is Olivia Molesky trying to get on the board for Columbus. She leads them in goals this year with 12. Columbus trying to come away with something to show for it tonight.
Yeah, I think it'd be a moral victory for them to get on the board at this point, and City are priding themselves on the clean sheet right now. Be interesting to see how that element plays out.
You mentioned Maxwell Murray, which kind of gives us a chance to talk about the kit reveal that happened on Thursday night. And Maxwell, who runs the Urban Football League, really cool venue at Big Pink this past Thursday to unveil all the jerseys that the men's and women's first teams, or outdoor teams, I guess, will be wearing this year. Say there was probably 300-ish people there.
It was awesome.
Maxwell got to set up his sort of street soccer outside. Here's a chance for Columbus, as we'll get back to that.
What a
Great save by
What a
Prisbolo.
save.
Face,
really,
maybe.
Really cool party is the kit reveal. You know, I think in the past the club had done – I thought that snuck in. The club had done kind of a dual-purpose party slash like AGM. And this year they decided to keep those two events separate, and I think it was really well received to just have a night where everybody like enjoyed themselves, revealed the kits, some street soccer on offer thanks to Maxwell and his staff, and I got to play a little bit of 3-on-3.
A little bit.
It was so fun.
It was, hey, for anyone that hasn't watched David Dwayhe play, it is awesome to see this guy turn it back on after being off the field for a few years.
I appreciate
you forget.
it.
You know, I see you walking around the clubhouse, and then you show up on a street soccer venue, and I'm like, oh, this guy used to be a pro. This guy used to do this for real.
I had some great teammates that night. Among them, Maxwell Murray, McKenna Mascaro. I got to play with Cooper Baker. Great save.
Great
from
save
Kate
by
Helfand
Helfand
there.
once more.
What a save. Great run from Anya Dow. I got to play with Dwayne Daniels. I got to play with club legend.
Yes.
Recently retired Stephen Carroll.
Who begged someone, scored a goal, and then walked off.
And then, I think had a sip of his pop.
Well, Evan Lewandowski, I think, ran across the entire field to present his drink to him.
So fun.
The golden goal of sorts.
So fun. Oh, yeah. It was so much fun. And I think a very well-received event, and hopefully lots of people are excited about this year's kits. Some neat new versions from Adidas and a cool color scheme on the away kit.
And quick turnaround. I mean, all the media team I know has had crazy week and great rollout. I'll mention specifically Xavier Cuevas, who went out in the community and got some shots of I don't know, is civilians the right word?
Sure.
Not our players in the kits, but, you know, people that work in Detroit.
Yeah.
And I think seeing those people in the kit as well, sort of as a lifestyle thing, is also incredibly cool. And all the shots he took were awesome.
Yeah.
So the rollout went really well.
Yeah, big kudos to the entire media team and everybody that was a part of not just that event, but all the hard work that goes into, getting the kits assembled and getting the embellishments done. It's a huge undertaking. I don't think people fully appreciate all the work that goes on behind the scenes. And then you've got our
what a hit!
What a hit and what a save.
Helfand's done really well tonight.
Yes, she's been fantastic. I think if you give a player of the match to Columbus, Kate Helfand has made a strong case for herself. There's no way it's 8-0 with the average
100%.
goalie. She's been incredible.
It's double digits, if not creeping up to 15 at this point.
I thought you were going to say if not creeping up to triple digits.
No. I don't think there's enough time in any game for that.
No. Yeah, definitely made an impact tonight, Kate Helfand.
Just under 8.5 minutes to go in this contest tonight. 8-0 is the score for City. Here's Katie Coleman.
Oof.
How close was that?
What a strike.
Off the top of the glass and
out.
What
a strike.
For Columbus.
Ian, I'm looking forward to broadcasting the national tournament together, but in terms of the regular season, this is our final quarter of action.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling all nostalgic about it.
Already?
It's been such a fun broadcast season. It's not over, but it's been really cool working with you and talking about these fabulous players week in and week out. Obviously, we always enjoy celebrating and talking about our very own Detroit City FC women, but been some amazing games, some great competition. The opposing teams have been consistently really strong, and I think it's also worth noting, like, every game that's been played here anyway has been like good, clean, hard-fought soccer.
Yeah.
Very, very few ugly moments, if any. It's been a treat for fans and a great example for young players who are in attendance or tuning in on the streams. It's just like, this is how soccer should be played.
Yeah. How fun it's been. These atmospheres are always awesome, and what a way to spend a Saturday night. And I think, again, it's such a cool thing that the club does, especially in the off season, of of the USL Championship season. Obviously, USLW League kind of is the flip-flop of this that happens in the summer instead of the winter. But for so many clubs across like the USL, you can even put the MLS in there. There's nothing happening in the offseason.
Yeah,
so
it's
for the club to put this on and understand that this is important to the community and something that people enjoy, I think is an awesome step that's happened in the last few years. And to take it as serious as they've taken it to is a really cool thing to see.
On a personal level, I think I've come to enjoy these matches and these arena seasons just as much as the outdoor. It's just like so fun in a different way, such a fun change of pace. The vibe here at the Fieldhouse is incredible, and it's just like a great way to, as you said, kind of pass those off-season months and get through them. We got a blue card. I jinxed it, saying that they're just kidding. That's not an ugly moment. Just a little bit of a conversation between referee and player there, and looks like Fatima Nasser's going to have to spend a little time in the box.
Yeah, Nasser went in, I think, hard on that last challenge, won the ball fairly, but then her and Molesky had some words, I think, after the ball was gone. And I think that maybe the referee was close enough to catch maybe what was said. I don't want to say that that's exactly what happened, but
I did the announcer's curse. Sorry.
it's okay.
It's my bad.
I forgive you.
Sorry, Fatima.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That was blue, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So as the MASLW rules go, the potential offenses for blue cards are 2-foot tackles, boarding, 4 fouls and a half, contact above the shoulders, and unsportsmanlike conduct. So I'm assuming it's the last one that happened.
Must have been the
there.
last one, yeah. Unless it was for the tackle, but I think it was like after the play.
Right. So it'll be a power play for Columbus, a real chance for them to get on the board here before they leave. 6 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Molesky stands over it.
Ooh. She got all of that one. What a strike. Well done there by Becca Prisbelow to take the allotted time and then dump it into an area that allowed DCFC to catch their breath, regroup for another 4 versus 5 sequence.
Our intel has come up from the bench that was for taunting.
Taunting?
For Fatima Nasser, so I'm assuming that falls under unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yep.
So she'll finish up her 2-minute penalty in the box. A shot coming in from long range, and Prisbelow will take her time again with this one, try to run the rest of that power play down and go long. And there's a real chance here for
Amanda Britton. That was I was just about to praise Becca Prisbelow for her technical ability with her feet. You know, playing out of the back, she's really calm and composed, clinical passer of the ball. And that clipped ball over the top that just went right into Amanda Britton's path was like perfect.
And dumping it that far down gives them a chance to sub a couple players as well. So Dow is onto the field.
City getting to make a change, which is kind of the reverse of what we saw earlier in the match, where City were on a power play and they were able to change in the offensive half, and Columbus was sort of pinned in, and City in the same spot, but they were able to work a change because of that really successful long ball, but also Amanda Britton getting on the end of it and holding it in the offensive third.
That foul called against Dow as her and Boyce got into it against the boards. Play has restarted as we inch down towards 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
I wasn't paying attention to when Fatima went in, but I think she's just been released, so it looks like the 2 minutes is up and City have successfully defended the power play.
So power play over. Karina Medina has come in for Nasser. She tries to make that challenge, but a little too eager into the back of Aaliyah Treiterer. 4:46 on the clock.
Ian, when you were talking about blue card considerations, what a save by Becca Prisbelow. You said 4 fouls. Is that like one person getting 4?
Yep.
An individual?
Yep.
Teams can accumulate more. Is there I don't mean to put you on the spot. Is there a team foul accumulation rule?
In terms of like suspensions or like
just
cards,
like if
no.
Detroit City committed 6 fouls and a half or something like that, is that like a penalty shot or a power play? That's a goal.
I'm not sure, but Megan Varant has added another goal, that's for sure.
Megan Varant from Anya Dot. Megan Varant is feeling it tonight.
She is. That's a hat trick for Varant. They've played Columbus twice this season, and both times Varant has scored 3 goals. That's 16 on the season for Megan Verant.
It's a great finish from Megan. Cross her body, low, hard, into the corner.
Now I do know that there is, for individuals, so 4 fouls in 1/2, but also 6 fouls in a game, you essentially foul out.
Wow. So individually, you do have to kind of be careful.
And if you do foul out, you get a red card. Now, I don't know if fouling out means that your team plays down a person the
Yeah,
whole
I'd be
game.
curious.
If you get a red, that's usually the case. So.
Yeah.
One last timeout that they'll take with 4 minutes and 32 seconds left to go. It's 9-0 City. Maybe a little bit of a harsh scoreline in terms of the good things Columbus has done tonight, but City has been at the top of their game for sure.
You got any more birthdays for me, Ian?
Yeah, let me hit you. I'll hit you with the remaining ones here. Let me go down my list.
I did not have a strong showing in the last round.
How about the poet that performed at Joe Biden's inauguration?
Amanda, come on, brain. Is it Amanda?
Yep.
Yeah, can we just give me credit? Because I like...
Yes, it is Amanda.
Hold on.
No, that's it. You got it right. It's just Amanda.
Happy birthday, Amanda. I'm a big fan of Amanda.
Amanda Gorman.
Gorman, thank you. I love Amanda Gorman.
Let's see.
She spoke beautifully at that ceremony, by the way.
All right, this is incredibly niche. This next one is Andy Murray's tennis coach.
Oh, we got the U14 girls being highlighted. We spoke about them earlier. If those of you tuning in, you can see them getting into the match and cheering on our women.
There was a really cool moment, too. I think as we were kind of recapping the first half, as we headed to halftime, where Addie came out, and I think everyone at home got to see it, where she embraced the whole of her team. That was really cool.
I would love to say, before we lose this opportunity, I was at the tournament in Florida. I got to witness all 6 of our academy teams playing brilliantly and competing and representing the club beautifully. One of the many special things that I was able to observe was just how genuine a connection Addie and her fellow coach Ibrahim Biakika made with that team. Like, they just, it's always magical when the coach and the players get in sync and they vibe off each other. And it was, I think that a big part of the reason of that team's success was the relationship that Addie and Ibrahim had with the players and the trust they built and the affection they had for one another. And I'm glad that sort of came out on camera when the scene you described where she greeted the group. They loved her, and that takes you a long way.
Yeah. There's something about, I always say, there's something about this club, and that really goes along with the ethos of it, of caring about the people that you're around and the people that you're seeing every day.
The community feel and
100%.
The family element. And I think great quality of a youth coach that they can connect with players beyond just the soccer part of it. And Addie and Ibrahim both are very adept at the full experience, that a coach can bring to a player and inspiring them to, improve their game and be committed and work hard and all those good things that doesn't always happen. And, kudos to both Addie and Ibrahim for providing that for those U14 girls.
I was just thinking, because she was just on the ball. Here's Tifen trying one from
Nice
an
shot,
angle.
Allie.
That one goes just wide and high. But Hannah Crum hasn't been incredibly involved tonight, and I feel like that's almost a credit to the rest of the team.
Yes.
That it's 9-0.
Yeah.
And we haven't said Hannah Crum's name too much.
Yeah, I think she was in on a few goals as a provider. She certainly created some really good almosts.
Yeah.
Like chances that didn't quite find the back of the net. But she's also, the thing I love about Hannah, she always does what the team needs. Oh, that's a strike from Zoe Greenhalgh, although I don't think it ended up going in. But Hannah's just like that player that, she does not need to be in the limelight. She does not need the stats to have a good game, and she's just kind of quietly gone about. Look at that track back and tackle there, and she just does what her team needs. I'm a huge fan of her influence and impact on this group.
I've heard she can win free kicks pretty well, too.
Draws fouls with the best of them. I put her and Jessie El Cedeno as the top two on the women's and men's side in terms of fouls drawn. It's a gift. It's a talent that they have.
Jesse, we'll see him next week as the men open up the USL Championship season at home against Brooklyn. 4 p.m. kickoff from historic Keyworth Stadium.
Here comes Aaron Torrance. Whew, well done by Kate Helfin to get there first.
And how fun are home openers? For people who haven't been to a home opener, tell them about it.
Yeah, here's what you should expect. Weather might not be great.
I don't think it's going to be too bad.
I think it'll be okay.
My thing said 38 and cloudy that day, so no rain at least.
But it will be The atmosphere will be electric. The vibes will be entirely positive. The level of play will no doubt be top-notch. Food trucks and drink offerings will be aplenty. Historic Keyworth Stadium never fails to deliver. If anyone is considering attending a men's or women's home match this spring, summer, fall, I will say that Keyworth Stadium is unique in its sort of position within a neighborhood. You know, you're walking along in Hamtramck, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's a soccer stadium, which is very much kind of cut from the European stadium cloth, where stadiums are embedded in neighborhoods. So many fun game day traditions, the march to the match for the supporters. That what a first touch from Aaron Torrance.
Wow.
The train that comes by and lets everyone know it's there.
Yeah.
So many fun traditions.
Yeah.
So a lot of great things to enjoy about a Detroit City FC match day at Keyworth Stadium.
Kenzie Ruber's going to get a blue card there. She just committed a foul, so I think that might be number 4
Maybe
of the half.
Of the
I
half,
believe the referee held up a 4. So, yeah, Keyworth is incredible. I think anybody that's watched the game there, and 11th year at Keyworth, so that, you know, features into sort of the soccer stuff, you know, 11 players on the field,
yeah.
So 11th year at Keyworth. And
that's cool.
As we look towards the new stadium, the chances to catch a game at Keyworth are going to become less and less. So get there as fast as you can, and no better game to get there than for the home opener.
Yeah. It'll also be Detroit City FC City Youth Night, which is an evening where Detroit City FC youth players and families get kind of a special pregame experience and discounted tickets and all that good stuff, and they'll be celebrated at the home opener.
So City will finish this game a player down. There's 70 seconds to go. Columbus trying to get on the board and show something for their efforts here tonight at the Fieldhouse. Molesky with a great touch to set herself up. And as we hit the last minute, we can tell you that Fatima Nasser is the DogHouse dog of the match tonight.
That's well deserved. I think across the board, it's been a really impressive showing from City tonight, but I do think that that's a really, really good choice. So much of what went well for City in terms of maintaining possession in the Columbus half, or third, if you will, was because of the anticipation and timing of Fatima Nasser. She had a beautiful goal to give them a 3-goal lead. And just played lights out tonight on both sides of the ball. She was fantastic.
And defensively, kind of the representation of the defense, because both keepers have been good, and to keep a clean sheet in any game in this league is incredibly difficult.
Yep.
Charlino making another really good tackle to try to keep that clean sheet intact. There's 30 seconds left to go
I suppose
to do that.
Could still change.
Varant clears that one out. 10 seconds on the clock. And that will just about ice things. 8.8 left to go. Yeah, Prisbillo's had a good night. Williams made some really big saves, especially early on. And that will probably do it for tonight. So what a performance this has been from City.
Great final regular season match. The crowd really got treated to some high-level soccer tonight, and a well-deserved victory for the ladies in Rouge.
Columbus, to be fair, probably deserved something on the scoreboard for their efforts.
Yep.
They played really well defensively, and it's a shame they don't come away with anything on the scoreboard. But I think a lot of them can hold their heads high walking away from this.
Yeah, they put in a great fight tonight and brought out the best in Detroit City FC, which I think is a testament to their quality and their ability as a team. Really, really fun match to watch, and thank them for you can't have a good game without 2 good teams usually, you know?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of credit to them for what they brought tonight.
Hey, how fun has this been, right?
So fun, Ian. What a pleasure.
That's the end of our regular season.
Yeah. We'll close the book on the regular season for 2026, but look forward to hopefully our dutiful audience, our loyal audience, tuning in a couple weeks when Detroit City FC Fieldhouse plays host to the National Championship Weekend, March 20th through 22nd. 4 matches on Friday night, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, and we will be streaming all of them here from our channel.
So stay tuned to the Detroit City FC social media channels for information on tickets if you want to be here in person. If not, me and David will see you in 2 weeks. Thanks so much for tuning in this regular season. We hope you've enjoyed it. We obviously have had a great time.
Yes.
And again, we'll see you in 2 weeks. The final regular season score for City this year is 9-0, an impressive showing over the Columbus Eagles FC. I've been Ian Gilmore. Next to me, as always, is David Dwahey. Alex Wright is behind the controls. Casey Catlin on the camera tonight. And everyone at home, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Good night, everybody.